Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Misunderstood, where career roles are simplified and career myths demystified. Today's episode is different, very different, because today we are on a farm and we are having an interview with a farmer. So come along. Okay, so behind me is a fish pond, a massive fish pond. I think we have one here and we have one on the other end. And as you can see, there are plantain trees around. He also does plantain farming, and then the fish pond. I think he also does turkey rearing, but those are out of stock, so we have just chickens here. Alright, so we also have goats running around. Hi, Emeka. It's nice to have you on the show and see your beautiful farm and the work that you're doing out here. So let's get to meet you. Tell us about yourself and then how you started farming.
Okay, my name is Chukwuemeka Ihueze, and I'm an engineer by profession, and I'm also a farmer. You said how I started doing farming.
Yeah.
Farming came as a result of me trying to do something that I can see, something tangible. I initially was doing business online, which was still good, but it came to a point where I wanted it to be something I can feel, I can see. So someone gave me an idea, and it wasn't really in depth about farming. So I got into it, and I found out that there were so many things into farming, and I got interested and I started doing it.
Oh. So is it like a family trait, or is just something that just you started it now and it's likely to be a family trait?
Maybe my forefathers were doing it. I don't know. Obviously, I must have farmed, but in recent time, I was saying no. It's not a family trait. It's something I just developed interest for over time, and I saw the endless possibilities of things you can achieve through farming, and that encouraged me to move on.
Nice. All right. So coming in, we saw a fish pond. We see that you also raise chickens. We've seen the goats and everything. How is work like? What's a typical day for you as a farmer? Yeah.
Typical day for me, it's we feed the fish because it's a netting pond, so we usually give them in the morning time. Then for the chicken, we do the same thing. We feed them. For the goats, we allow them to roam. They sort themselves out. Though sometimes we support them. That's it. The activities vary. Some days we need to sort. Some days we need to clean the poultry. Some days we need to arrange orders for people, maybe slaughter, chicken, goats, whatever it is. So it varies. But basic day is just feeding. Yes.
Okay. So there's no animal here that is dependent on feeding on the other one. So
Okay. They depend on each other because our 18 pond, when we pump the water out of the pond, it's because the fish has been in the water, in the pond, in the water, it has a lot of nutrients. So it helps the plantation, it helps the banana farm, and it also helps the grasses to grow very well, which the goats eat. So there's a connection with that. Even the poultry too as well. the waste, we also use it on our plantation. So it helps, everything helps each other one way or the
Oh,
other.
wow.
Yes.
So how does it feel to be in touch with nature?
It feels good. It feels good because when you come to farming like this, you come to a point where you appreciate these things so much because you come to understand that there's something about nature that is really connected to our personal lives
Mhm.
because everything depends on something. Even the plantain we are seeing right here, it depends on the soil. And we too as human beings, we also depend on these things because we eat them. So it makes you understand and appreciate life.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there any chore, any farm chore that like that's your worst, like you dread that chore? Is there any particular chore?
The chore that I dread. Uh, that would be a very difficult one to say because I would have said maybe cutting grass, but cutting of grass, we normally outsource it.
Okay.
So if I say dread now, there's no particular one,
Oh,
but
awesome. So you're having a good time.
yes, yes.
Okay. So for someone into farming or who wants to come into farming, what skills do they need to have to do this?
Okay. If you're coming into farming, I think what you need is you need to take a step back and choose the particular one you want to do. Don't get yourself too involved in everything. If, for example, if you're going to fish farming, your focus should be to learn how to do it, not how to make money quickly out of it. It's not a
Yeah.
quick scheme. You
Mm,
have to have the knowledge first of all. And as you're coming in, I would advise anybody coming in to learn any information you see on that particular field. If it's chicken, if it's whatever, learn it. Everything you learn will not be correct, but along the line you get to know what applies best for you because some environments, some things apply best in that environment and it doesn't apply in another environment. For example, this farm by nature is a swampy area, so it favors eating pond very well. We don't struggle, especially
oh,
during rainy season
mm,
because the water comes out from the
mm,
ground. But in another environment, it might be totally different. You might not work that way. So those are things you need to check. And also I also advise to have a mentor, someone who has done what you're already doing.
yeah,
Oh yes, and also to maybe get someone that can consult for you because what that does is that it will save you costs. Imagine going to buy 200 chickens and at the end of the day you lose everything.
I remember my father's experience. Yeah,
That kind of thing, you
yeah,
lose everything. It's terrible. So sometimes people like to be penny wise and pound foolish
mm,
instead of them to get someone who is skilled in it. Pay the person that little thing, let him teach you.
yeah,
They will like to play around it, be smart, and they will not learn with experience. And when you learn with experience, it costs.
yes, sir.
It's just like you're walking and you check your pocket, you have 50,000. You walk another 5 steps, you check, you have 45. It just keeps going, and that's how it
Exactly.
is when you're losing in farming. So it's not something you want to experience.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. So what's the toughest challenge you've experienced as a farmer?
the toughest challenge I've
Mm,
experienced. I'll say the toughest challenge I've experienced. I'll say management.
okay.
That's the most, yes, because management is very important. Because this farm, there's it. Many people think you just throw this one and it will just give you results. It's not like that. There's a process to it. There's a time, for example, the poultry. There's a time it's supposed to be cleaned. There's a time you should feed the chicken.
Mm,
There are times you should change the water. There are different things you should do at certain points. The vaccinations, all those things, they have different times. The fish has its own too. The plantain has its own too. Weeding, separation, different things. The goat too has its own too. So how you can combine those things effectively, that's when you get results. If you don't do that, you're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter how much you have. So I
yeah.
think management is number one for me.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how has technology affected your business or helped the business?
Technology. Technology has helped me a lot because in this our current time, how we farm now has changed a lot.
Mm.
For example, this morning I have orders for chicken. I don't I've not seen their faces. Some of them I don't know them.
Oh.
Do you understand? But I can deliver to them because I have a phone. So for example, logistics, you have dispatch rider now who can take your product from point A to point B. You don't have to go there yourself.
Mm,
Yes. So those things are things that help. Even marketing, you can market your products online. You can, if there's an issue in your farm, you can Google it. You can use AI.
yeah.
Those things are there. It makes it easier. If you have an idea of something, a concept of something, you can go online. You can even see somebody who is also on that same thing.
Exactly.
It's technology is endless. It's
Wow.
endless. So many things.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So I noticed that sometimes I see fish, dried fish. Sometimes the chickens you kill them and all that. So um, is it a business to business distribution, or you do business to person consumer?
My aim for this business is to bridge the gap between production and consumption, because a lot of people produce, a lot of farmers produce, but before it gets to the consumer, there's this man. I won't say middleman, middlemen, a lot of people in between. And before it gets to you, the price has gone very high. So what I like to do in my farm is that I bridge that gap. So I come direct to the consumers and I supply them. So there's a benefit for me, there's a benefit for them. And I think that if we can bridge that kind of gap in Nigeria, it will further reduce cost of this product, because a lot of farmers who produce this thing are are forced to sell these things to the middlemen, and because they don't have direct contact with the consumers, and those middlemen, they have the power within them now to increase the price to whatever they like. So that's it for me.
Okay. So
Yes.
is there a time when you've really felt proud about yourself or what you do? Can you share that experience with us?
There have been so many times I've been proud of myself. I don't know. There are so many experiences, but I'm just trying to pick one. Okay, let me just share this one. I think I'll say in regards to my fish farm. Um, so I recently saw a video of myself about 2 years ago when I was pointing out to someone where I would dig the ponds, what I would do, and all that. Then I just had one pond, and fast forwarding to 2025, yeah, we have different ponds now. So when I see that video and I see it's not something I'm thinking, it's no longer a vision, it's
Yeah.
visible for everybody to
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I feel good. And my goats too, they gave birth to a lot of kids.
Oh,
Yeah. So when I saw it, I felt really good, because in the past I've seen a lot of times when they gave birth and had complications, but this time it was good. So it showed progress. So I felt
yeah.
really good. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Congratulations. Can we call you a grandpa? All right. So are there programs that you advise people who want to come into farming to take? Like you talk about mentorship. Are there programs that they could take?
Okay. Um, Programs. Yes, there are a lot of. What me I'll say is, when it comes to farming, um, I like to look at farming based on your environment, because
Okay.
some environments don't really fit some things you learn. So
Mm.
what I would advise people is that if you're in Nigeria, look for someone who is doing that thing in that environment.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And learn from the person. Personally, I have people I consult for. I have people that consult for me, that teach me things.
Okay.
So I think what I would just advise is attach yourself to someone. If there's any training scheme you can learn, you can learn it. But also let it be something that is within your environment, where you can see it and go and apply it. Not something you see somebody doing in the UK in a different temperature, different
Exactly.
climate, and you just come. I did that when I was doing pepper. You come and do it here, you get something
That's
different.
usually the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I look at it. I'll say just pick a mentor, pick someone who can replicate that thing for you, then go on with it.
Okay.
Mm.
So the final question, which is a misunderstood tailored question.
Mm.
What misconception about farming would you like to debunk? Let's go.
Okay, misconception.
Even misconceptions. A
Okay,
lot, as
okay,
much as you
there are
can.
many.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say education. A lot
Mm.
of people think that farming doesn't require much education. It's just to carry this one and do this and this, you are getting this, because
Mm.
our forefathers who were not educated farm. But there's a lot of in-depth into farming.
Yeah.
You need, first of all, you need to know how to, you need to be educated, because what education does is that it enlightens your mental ability to see things. Your perspective of things is enlightened. It's just like, for example, now a tailor who went to read engineering, when he's doing tailoring, he sees tailoring in a different way.
Yeah.
He calculates it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike someone who had not gone through the four walls of education, who has not been exposed. Yeah, education brings about some exposure. That's one. I think another thing is communication, because one of the things that people think is that farmers are people who just maybe they don't know how to speak proper English. They just maybe bush people. But in the
Exactly.
current time we are now, you need to know how to communicate, because you need to be able to meet expectations. People coming to your farm, people coming to you, they have expectations. Everybody coming to buy something has an expectation.
Yeah.
So you must be able to relate well, because you might have what they want, but if you don't know how to communicate it, the person might go for something else. Because some people buy things that they don't need online, not because they is the best, but because the person communicated it in such a way that made them understand. So
Yeah.
I'll say communication. I'll say that. What else will I say? Misconceptions. Another one is, I'll say, is farming requires a standard operation just like every other company. Because, for example, you need to have records. People feel that you just do it, and you get to calculate it. No, you need to be very precise. You need to have records of what you're doing. There need to be a standard of operation. You need to know what your target is. You need to have a goal of production. Everything is calculated down to the feed. Even when I came into farming, I came to find out that we have what we call feed conversion ratio. We have where we check the capacity of feed they need to eat, all these different things. Like, for example, plantation like this, there's a spacing requirement, there's a calculation. If you go beyond it, it affects spacing. There's a way you need to space. If you get it wrong, you get small products. How you even the manure, even the foul waste, how we put it, you don't just get it and put it on it. There's a process that it goes through. So that you don't affect it, because you can carry it and put it on the plantain, and the heat of the what they call the foul waste will burn the plantain. Yes, so many things are there. So many calculations are there. It's so when I came to farming, I found out that thing I learned in school more, I need to apply it. Like, you see it real life, you have to apply it.
Agriculture.
Yes, so it's a very, very intentional thing. If you want to do it, if you're not doing it commercially, you can do it anyhow. But if you're in there to make money, you need to set these things right. So that's it.
All right. So what's the name of the farm and where can we find you?
Okay, this farm is called Life Dominion Great Farms. It's located here at Rupoko, Peace
That's in the
Estate.
city of Port Harcourt.
Yes, city of Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Yes, Rupoko, River State. Yes.
All right. So Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, we are mostly active on YouTube. So our YouTube page is Life Dominion Great Farms, LDG Farms. There you also see our Instagram as well, LDG Farms as well.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate your time. Thank you for having us in your beautiful space.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. So if you have not liked or subscribed, the conversation was so interesting. I didn't remember to say that. Please like, share, and subscribe now. Thank you, and see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.